Welcome to the Coaches Show. I'm here with head coach and athletic director of Dublin High School, Roger Holmes. Coach, coming off a 50-33 victory over Dodge County Friday night over in Eastman, Georgia, for a region championship. We played for the region championship over there that night. Great victory by your football team. I believe it's the 19th region championship that Dublin High School's had. I believe it's the 10th region championship since you've been here at Dublin High School. A credit to your players that you've had through the years.
Yes, sir.
And a credit to this football team Friday night to play from behind a good bit of the football game, something we hadn't done this year. And it's a testament, I think, to the will and the strength, the endurance of what these young men did Friday night. I'm going to go over a few of the stats that I like to do. I like to call some of these kids names.
I don't know how he remembers all these stats.
I like to.
No notes here now. No notes.
I do enjoy it. It's one of the reasons.
You got a teleprompter?
One of the reasons I enjoy doing the show is calling these kids names.
Yes,
you know, that's what we're in the business to do. Zay Bostic, our leading ground gainer the other night with 112 yards. Willie Batts, 96 yards. Trav Bostic, 86 yards. Micah O'Neill, 78 yards. And Azatay Walker, I'm telling you, 3 carries for 31 yards. That were some very big runs on his part, if I might say. Over 400 yards rushing for your Dublin football team Friday night on, I think, 56 carries. Those guys have done it all year for us. We had to count on for them Friday night again. I think some of the big things that impressed me was we held the ball for almost 19 minutes of the football game, twice as much as they did. We stopped Dodge County on 3rd down. I think they were maybe 0 for 7 on 3rd down and maybe 2 for 4 on 4th down. And your Dublin Irish, in order for them to hold that football, was 5 of 8 on 3rd down. Those were some of the offensive things that we did. Defensively, I mean, you know, I'll let you get into that for what we did.
Well, I think number one, I want to congratulate our young men on finishing strong, getting ready to go into the playoffs now with the region championship, a 10-0 season. Those are hard to come by. I think it's only the 5th in the history of Dublin High School football, which it's hard to do. And when you look and think that Dublin's played 103 seasons of football, to be only 5 times that you've had a 10-0 season says a lot. You know, this group, nobody can ever do better than this group did during the regular season. And, you know, Dodge came out ready to play, and we knew they would. It's a very hard place to go play.
Terribly hard. Always has been.
They're known for football. You know, and they've got a lot of pride in their place, and they came ready to play and jumped on us early. I thought the fact that we threw an interception on our first series on the 3rd play of the game, gave them the ball at midfield. The next drive, we moved the football, did some things well, and got down there and turned it over again on a fumble.
All right,
so things that could take you out of your game, our young men just stayed the course and continued to do what we do. And I felt as the game went on, the physicality of pounding the football wore Dodge County down up front. We started doing a few things formation-wise, which started creating them some issues. And as they adjusted, we adjusted and, you know, kind of got in that chess match and felt like maybe we were a step ahead of them on some of the things, how they were trying to adjust.
3rd quarter-wise, I think there were some things maybe possibly that the linemen had changed, some assignments or whatnot, because Dublin really, I think we scored 3 or 4 times in the 3rd quarter, and that's where we exerted our will on these guys.
Well, we did have to make some halftime adjustments. They've been a 3-5 football team for the most part. They came out in an even front, but even although they were in an even front, they were still making another adjustment that was not the norm, how anybody would play that defense.
Really good linebackers.
Yeah, they run the football well. There's no doubt about that. And their 2 D tackles inside played pretty solid for them all night. But formation kind of got them where we wanted them. And then Micah O'Neal, again, with his ability and understanding of our offense, a lot of times we were calling 2 plays and he was choosing which of the 2 based off the information we'd given him on what to choose.
I think Micah might have busted the catapult for you that night when he broke off on that long run, that 68-yard touchdown run he had. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Coach Riley and see who had the highest, but I mean Micah might have had the catapult that night.
He got out on that midline. I don't think we ran midline maybe but twice. Ran the veer several times, but the play of the game that turned the game around, and he's going to be our player of the week because he played very, very well. Jordan Tobridge on the kickoff return after we took the lead.
Okay.
We kick off. He's sprinting downfield, makes a hit, creates a fumble. We recovered the fumble off of the kickoff, got back in, scored points. That was huge. One mistake I think that we made, I felt like we won the overall kicking game battle. However, we chose to leave our block team on the field. We knew their fake punt. We had adjusted to it. One of the kids went to sleep a little bit and adjusted late. But to me, and I've got to clarify this one way or the other, I did call and talk to one officials association prior to our game because the way we understand the rule, when you have a play that does not involve mandatory 5 numbers, 50 through 79, 5 lineman numbers. When they're not on the field, you're not allowed to shift and move and make somebody eligible.
All right.
And what they did, number 20 was in the game at guard. 12 had been the guy that had been doing it. So we saw the guy there. We knew they were going to fake it. And we were confident our kids would adjust the way they were supposed to. But we talked with the officials before the game. They stepped the 2 guys off, ran them out wide, and put them off the line of scrimmage to make that guy eligible. To me, the way I understand the rule and the other officials association I spoke with, that would be an illegal play.
Illegal play.
And that, if people saw me question the official, that's what it was about. Because we had gone over that in our pregame conversation with the officials.
There was some question there. It didn't look real bad heated. But
no, and he told me that they had discussed it as their association before the game started after we brought it up, and they didn't think that was the rule. So I don't know, but that I'd heard us that I didn't go into a punt safe situation. That was a bad decision and a big one of their 4th down conversions right there. But
Jordan Tobridge though did come up big for us on that.
He had 2 or 3 big hits. He created that fumble. He's been a solid player that's gotten better for us all year in there at Mike linebacker. We didn't do a great job obviously in the secondary. Sometimes you don't have a great night.
They caught everything that the kid threw to them.
I thought their quarterback threw the ball into right spots. Receivers did a good job. A couple of the balls, like you said, we were there, but it's still some fundamental things that we're going to use this week and certainly try to continue to get better as we head into the playoffs. But shucks, it's probably a good time to I want to recognize Dublin Middle School.
Absolutely.
Okay, Dublin Middle School. Went to Swainsboro the other night.
That's what feeds our program.
And brought home the middle school championship in a fine way. Actually, we blocked 2 punts and scooped and scored. We had an interception return for a touchdown. Our offense had a 2-point conversion. So at the end of the night, congratulations to everybody with Dublin Middle School and their win. And then our JV football team finished up their regular season last week, going to Washington County, getting a win. So our JV football team finished the season undefeated, and obviously our varsity football team finished the regular season undefeated. So it's been a great year for Dublin football. The future looks bright.
Right, and we've got some more games ahead that at least one more coming ahead that we'll talk about at a later time. Coach, I think it'd be a good time to take a break, have a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with some Dublin football.
It's football season, and just like your favorite team, Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan's success is built on our teamwork.
Ms. Johnson, I have got you scheduled for service at Dublin Chevrolet.
Hey Dave, I think I found the problem.
I might not have been a great ball player back in the day, but one thing about it, Don sells cars pretty good here at Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. If you've delayed your care, we want to reassure you we're prepared for you. Optum's commitment to safe, high-quality care is stronger than ever.
It is almost hunting season, and that means it's time for you to already be shopping with Roach Farm and Garden. Everything you need for your feed plots, everything you need for your deer stands, everything you need, period, for the fall, you can get at Roach Farm and Garden. Salt licks, camo, trail cams, everything you need. Go check them out at Roach Farm and Garden at the River Bridge. Support your friends at Roach Farm and Garden as they support the Dublin Fighting Irish and our local community. Go Irish and go to Roach Farm and Garden.
When you're part of a team, your loyalty is to each other, working together for the customer. Customer satisfaction is not a sometime thing, it's an all-time thing.
Turn it up, let's go, yes, sir.
You don't service vehicles right once in a while, you service them right all the time. So let's get out there and get these customers rolling. We love helping our customers as much as we love football. So let us be your team, Bubba's Tire Center.
Okay, Coach, and we're back. When you score 50 points, there's going to be a lot of highlights to show.
We hope so. That's for sure. This is our opening drive. We run the triple option right here, and Zay Bostic hits the seam. Good read out of our quarterback right there, and a good block out of our wing back. Zay gets out, makes a nice run. There's your 15, the good linebacker.
Duke Johnson,
Alabama commit, running it down from behind. This is Trav Bostic running a little power sweep, good cut. He's gotten tougher as his years gone on. As a sophomore, you can see right here he drops the shoulder and makes a heck of a cut right there and gets in the end zone.
Well, earlier in the year, he would try to take that outside.
Yeah, young man's got a bright future. You know, I think he's a competitor that wants to win. That was our first touchdown. Here's them trying to run them. They ran a few sneaky plays the other night, this being one of them. Quarterback going in motion, trying to run the buck sweep to the outside. I thought our defensive end played that really, really well.
That Lovett out there?
That was Chapman on that side. You know, here's a good look at our middle linebacker, who was our player of the game, number 12, doing a good job of chasing inside out, making a good tackle right there on that play.
I thought Chapman and Lovett both had good games.
Oh, they did. They did. Defensive end play was really, really good. Here's Willie Batts. I get into the outside edge. You can see right here where we were able to create them a little bit of confusion with our formations. They're having trouble getting their people where they want them to be. And we found a honey hole over there and kept going to it.
I think you were able to get more hats on their defenders there.
Correct. Another buck sweep. You know, buck sweep is a staple play in the wing T offense, but one we haven't ran a great deal this year. But the other night it paid major dividends. There's Bostic again on the triple option, and this was a slight adjustment that we made at halftime on our blocking scheme that allowed that play to hit. You know, our kicker right here had Ethan Spivey had a phenomenal night, the best night he's had all year on placement of his kickoffs. It was just huge, the plays that were made where he's putting the ball where we want it. And that's something that we've struggled with a little bit this year. And but this was the kickoff we were talking about right after we had finally taken the lead, and there's that Mike linebacker, number 12, sprinting right down the middle of the field, and hits the guy, wraps him up, rips the football out, and that was a huge, huge momentum boost for the Irish right there in the special teams.
I think we scored 3 times in almost 3 minutes.
This was almost disaster. We fumbled the dadgum snap, but Micah keeps his composure, scoops it, and then the weight room gets him in the end zone. A lot of squats and a lot of power cleans made that happen, that's for sure.
Well, good blocking up front, too. There was no penetration by them. He was able to pick the ball up.
Yes, sir. A heck of a rundown play right here. Chapman, we brought a little stunt off the edge and gave him an opportunity to slant a little bit, and they pulled the tackle, and there he is,
Chapman,
creating a tackle for a nice loss.
Chapman and Lovett both there.
Both there, yes, sir.
I called Chapman's name a lot Friday night.
One of the few times we ran the midline all night, and Micah made a good decision right here. A heck of a block by our sophomore right tackle, who had a heck of a game for us the other night. And Micah hit the seam and ran off and left him right there, and that might have been a dagger at that point. I think that may have put us up 3 scores.
Right. I thought the defense played a really, really good game. Although Dodge scored 33 points, we were in the right place at the right time.
For the most part. We missed 2 or 3 tackles the other night. We had people where they had to be to make the plays. We didn't make the tackle. Well, you can turn the games on Saturday and turn games on Sunday. You're not going to make every tackle. And however, this is a huge hit by Zante Walker. We kind of got some mojo going. Right now, our kids are playing with confidence and physicality. There's a play that Micah made a decision, made a check off.
Runs right by Duke Johnson right there also.
A heck of a quick run right up the middle. Thought this was a huge surge by our offensive line. We're just running a quarterback sneak right here.
Push him back in the end zone.
He ended up 4 or 5 yards deep in the end zone. So heck of a job out of them at that point. This is another check off. We've got a break right here. We've actually fumbled this football before we crossed the goal line. We hung the ball right there. See my guard coming across. We hit it on his hip. But Willie had the understanding to know that he had to get back on it before it got out of the back of the end zone. Heck of a play right here by another sophomore, outside linebacker, coming off the edge right here, getting a sack for us. Both 2 sophomores, 17 and 44, were both in there on that sack. And that's huge when you start this time of the year. Those sophomores have grown up a lot. They start doing some good things for you.
And that comes through practice every week on the field.
Every week. You just keep trying to get better every week. Here we go with the triple option again. And actually, I guess that was back in the beginning. So that's the highlights we had. Great night of football. We'll come back and talk about what we got going on this week with an open date week leading into the playoffs.
We'll be back with some more Dublin football.
It's football season, and just like your favorite team, Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan's success is built on our teamwork.
Ms. Johnson, I have got you scheduled for service at Dublin Chevrolet.
Hey, Dave, I think I found the problem.
I might not have been a great ball player back in the day, but one thing about it, Don sells cars pretty good here at Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. If you've delayed your care, we want to reassure you we're prepared for you. Optum's commitment to safe, high-quality care is stronger than ever.
It is almost hunting season, and that means it's time for you to already be shopping with Roach Farm and Garden. Everything you need for your feed plots, everything you need for your deer stands, everything you need, period, for the fall, you can get at Roach Farm and Garden. Salt licks, camo, trail cams, everything you need. Go check them out at Roach Farm and Garden at the River Bridge. Support your friends at Roach Farm and Garden as they support the Dublin Fighting Irish and our local community. Go Irish, and go to Roach Farm and Garden.
When you're part of a team, your loyalty is to each other, working together for the customer. Customer satisfaction is not a sometime thing, it's an all-time thing.
Turn it up, let's go! Yes, sir!
You don't service vehicles right once in a while, you service them right all the time. So let's get out there and get these customers rolling. We love helping our customers as much as we love football. So let us be your team, Bubba's Tire Center.
Woo! And we're back. Coach, we'll go ahead and wrap things up in our final session here today. More Dublin football to come. I'm telling you, I wish kind of we knew who we were going to play right now. Back in the old days, you had your brackets. The brackets were pretty much set. Your football team is off this week, which is a good thing. You can work on some different things. A lot of football to be played Friday night. A lot of games over the state that are going to affect the new thing, the power rankings.
Yeah, and
we don't know who we're going to play yet. It could be any one of 6 or 7 teams, and it's just the way it is. But we will be guaranteed, from the way it sits now, an opening playoff game, first game at the Shamrock Bowl back here behind us.
Well, as those brackets have changed 5 times since Saturday morning, as somebody puts in a score, this and that. So the reality of it is we don't know who we're going to play, so we're not gaining any advantage as to going out and practicing against something and anticipate. Because it literally, as you mentioned, 5 or 6 different teams could end up being who we face.
It could be somebody we've already played.
Right now we are a 2 seed. There are enough games we think out there. We got somebody trying to do all that math right now. There is still the possibility that we could jump the number 1 seed. We're the number 2 seed. There might be enough in there that we could end up still being the number 1. And then again, that changes who all you play. So we don't know, but our emphasis this week is improving Dublin football, trying to get fresh, trying to heal up some banged up injuries. We'll practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It'll be in T-shirt, shorts, and helmet.
Good.
But just trying to stay sharp and improve on some areas. Obviously, we know we've got to. If we are 1 or a 2 seed, which I think that's definitely where it's going to be, we would be through the playoffs as long as we can win. Each Friday night, the games would be at home through the semifinal round, and then if we were fortunate enough to get through that stage of it, then the last game obviously would be in the Mercedes-Benz on a Tuesday at 1 o'clock.
Right.
So
we're going to go step by step.
It's week at a time, and right now it's just get better Irish and
we win next
see where
week.
we are.
If we win next Friday night here in the Shamrock Bowl, that guarantees us the right to play another game in the
Yes, sir.
Shamrock Bowl. If we win that game, we're guaranteed the right to play another game at the Shamrock Bowl. We're going to go week by week.
Week by week. We
you
can't
always say.
be looking at it. Everybody wants to look at the bracket, and I appreciate that. I want to look at it, but at the end of the day, it's not there. So no football games here this week, but there's a lot of games going on across the state because of the hurricane week that will still affect how our bracket ends up. So enjoy it, take a Friday night off, and let's get ready for the playoffs in Dublin.
Right. Coach, we'll be back with some football.